off. I don't like this destination. I like a transfer to the express line. I gotta get off. Electric slide into the devil doors of life. Things are changing and it ain't the way I like. On the replay, wish I could get a replay. Don't mean to hold ya, but I wanna do over. Gas up the ship, shoot me a text and let me know when it is time. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. 1 star, would not recommend the need go far from here. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. Stop the world.
A music podcast for the culture. Wild, wild thoughts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wild Wild Thoughts. Looks like I'm starting to show off Dolo tonight, so it's just gonna be me and the audience. We're gonna be talking back and forth to each other. So make sure y'all get real active in the comments tonight, right? Because it's just me. But we got a whole lot to talk about, man. It's a whole lot going on in the world. First off, I want to send a shout out to Shannon Perkins, of course, for helping me with the subject and topics. Shannon Perkins and Stephanie always plugging me in with what's going on to make sure I'm up on everything. But let's start off. First off, I want to send a shout out to all my peoples in Florida that's dealing with Hurricane Milton right now. I got a lot of family in Tampa, but my brother just asked all my Tampa family to check in. He said so far so good. So I hope everybody's okay. If you got family up in Tampa, up in Florida, check in, man. Check in, because this storm is supposed to be crazy. It's supposed to be hitting really, really hard. So yeah, I heard that they said this is like one of the roughest eyes of the storm. Like, it's supposed to be crazy. They said if they could call it a category 6, they would, because they haven't seen a front like this in a very long time in regards to the way that the winds and the hurricane and everything came together and the way everything is rattling around. So yeah, that's what's going on with Hurricane Milton. How I get the name Milton? That's like an odd hurricane name. But anyway, and next up, we're gonna talk about some of the Grammy Nods. Let me go pull that up too. Let's look at the Grammy nominations for 2024. Well, 2025. Let's see. Let's go to the Grammys.com, see the updates for who has been nominated so far. Hold on, I'm pulling up an article. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, they haven't announced them yet. Okay, they haven't announced them yet. Shannon, they said, not like us, better win something. So, Shannon, I got to see if it's eligible to win, because the Grammys have a real weird, like, they have dates. A variety had a list. Okay. Can you send a list to the chat? Let's see. 2025 Grammy list. Oh, these are predictions. Okay, cool. This is good. Let's go with this. All right, so let's go with the predictions. For album of the year. Oh, they said for album of the year, Beyonce, Billie Eilish, and Taylor Swift. Ooh, they said Chappell Ronan's The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess might be a possibility. Now, if she wins for Cowboy Carter, I'm gonna be a little hot if she actually wins album of the year for Cowboy Carter, because it'd be kind of like Denzel winning for Training Day. Like, even though it was a great performance, it wasn't like his very best or something that you thought that he should win for. I love the Cowboy Carter album, but I don't feel like it's like, as far as album of the year would be her album of the year work, but this might be the year that it happens. We'll see. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think out of Billie Eilish album, Beyonce, and the Taylor Swift album, what do you think? What do you think will pick up the album of the year? Let's see. All right, so 8 leading contenders in alphabetical order. Here we go. Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. Sabrina Carpenter, Short and Sweet. Charlie XCX, Brat. Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft. Ariana Grande, Eternal Sunshine. Post Malone, F1 Trillion. Chapel Rowan, The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess. And Taylor Swift, The Tortured Poets Department. Cowboy Carter should not win. Yeah, I agree. Like, I ain't trying to hate on B, but I just don't feel like that's the album of the year joint, that Beyonce should win for. I mean, that's just me though. You know what I mean? But I could be okay. So Shannon, if you don't think Cowboy Carter should win, out of these that I named, which one? Honestly, I think Sabrina Carpenter could win because she's had like a crazy run. And I know the youngins love her. I think Charlie XCS Brat actually got a chance. And of course, the Taylor Swift album wasn't one of my favorites from her. Yeah, either Sabrina or Billie. Yeah, I agree. Stephanie said, I don't think Beyonce is going to snatch album of the year. She's really not producing album of the year material. I mean, she has been. I think honestly, Steph, I think she got snubbed the last 2, maybe 3 times she didn't get album of the year. I feel like she got snubbed. I feel like she should have won. And these are the other ones they say that might get in album of the year, but I doubt it. Doja Cat, Scarlett, Future, Metro Boomin, We Don't Trust You, Casey Musgraves, Deeper Well, Chris Stapleton, Higher, his might slide in there. Tyler, she might slide in there. Kaylee Uchis, I don't know how to say this one, so I'm not going to try to say it because it'll sound a little racist. Vampire Weekend, Only God Was Above Us, and Lainey Wilson, Whirlwind. They said those are the other ones that might be able to slide in there. But again, I feel like this might be the year they give her like the Susan Lucci album of the year. Like she should have been won it, but they probably gonna finally give her. What's wrong with Tyler? Shannon, you don't like Tyler? You're not jumping, you're not down with the Tyler movement? You're not rocking with the whole Tyler movement? I think Tyler's dope, and I think she's had a good run. But like I said, I don't know if she'll get in there though for album of the year. We shall see. Let's see what other predictions they made. Okay, so record of the year. All right, record of the year. Texas Hold'em, Beyonce, Benson Boone, Beautiful Things, Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso, Hozier, Too Sweet, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, Chapel Rowan, Good Luck Babe, Shabuzi, A Bar Song, and Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone, Fortnite. All right. Now this is a good one, right? This got some good contenders that could be it. Texas Hold'em could get record of the year. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, though. So out of the ones on the list to me that I think could be winners for record of the year, Texas Hold'em, the Sabrina Carpenter record, Espresso, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, and that Shabuzi, A Bar Song. That might be a sleeper. The Tipsy, the Shabuzi where they redid Tipsy. I think that record could be a sleeper. Yeah, Shannon, you're right. Not Like Us is worldwide. It really is. Like that's so I don't know. Not Like Us could get record of the year. They said other songs that could slide in, that could be on the edge of getting in. Charlie XCS 360, Doja Cat, Agora Hills, Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather, Ariana Grande, We Can't Be Friends, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Die With a Smile, Post Malone, Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help, Teddy Swims, Lose Control, and SZA, Saturn. So those are the ones they say could slip in, possibly. But I don't know. But I don't know. I think Not Like Us should probably get record of the year. Now, song of the year. And these are the top contenders for song of the year. Beyonce's Texas Hold'em, Benson Boone, Beautiful Things, Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather, Ariana, We Can't Be Friends, Hozier, Too Sweet, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, Chapel Rowan, Good Luck Babe, Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone, Fortnite. I feel like that one is a toss-up for song of the year. Texas Hold'em was big, but I don't think it was big as Not Like Us and the Chaperone song, Good Luck, Babe. I don't think it was, or even the Ariana Grande record. I don't think it was big as those three records. So I don't know if she'll get Song of the Year there. I think maybe one of the younger pop stars will probably get that. And they said another song that could get in. This will be my pick, but I know it's probably not going to be the pick. But the Beatles had a song called Now and Then where they found like an old tape and restored it and redid it. And the Beatles Now and Then record, I love that record. It is an amazing, amazing song. And I don't think it'll get it because it wasn't. What's the difference between record of the year and song of the year? Just, honestly, it's just another category. Another, like, they added categories to give more awards out. At the bottom line, Shannon, between me and you and everybody watching, the Grammys is basically a TV show to get a lot of money for the Recording Academy for the rest of the year, right? It's an award show, but it's also a TV show. So since it's a TV show, there has to be a certain amount of awards given out, and as the advertisers become more and the show gets longer, they had to add more like categories. There's not a big difference between Record of the Year and Song of the Year. I think the Song of the Year, though, leans more on songwriting, and the Record of the Year leans more on songwriting, production, and like the record as a whole. But also, it's a TV show. They need more awards. Best New Artist. All right, so these are the ones that are up for probably Best New Artist. I can't wait till we get the actual, when they drop the actual nominations, so we can see how it compares to this list. But Benson Boone, Sabrina Carpenter, Ray, Chapel Rowan, Sexy Red, Shabuzi, Brittany Spencer, Teddy Swims. Now, my picks out of this list would be Teddy Swims, Shabuzi, and Sabrina. But I know Chapel Rowan and Sexy Red had a really big year as well, and Benson Boone. But Sabrina Carpenter, she's been everywhere. And Teddy Swims. Sabrina and Teddy Swims kind of been everywhere. Shabuzi, you like Shabuzi for Best New Artist? I do too, but I don't think he'll get it. I hope he gets it, but I don't think he'll get it. Not like specifically not over Sabrina Carpenter. I think if he gets it over Sabrina Carpenter, I think you're gonna have a lot of pissed people. You're gonna have a lot of hot people if he gets it over Sabrina Carpenter. He said Glorilla might slide in there, so look out, be on the lookout for that. Finally, a category where it feels like there's a predetermined winner. Let's see. Country. So for country, I think they'll probably nominate Beyonce's album since the Country Music Awards didn't. But I think Lainey Wilson might slide in there. I've heard all the two people on that new artist list. I feel like a toddler going to school for the first time. Hasn't Sabrina had albums already? No, she actually hasn't. She's like, on like soundtracks for TV shows and stuff like that. But this is actually her debut as a solo artist. This is her solo artist debut album. You just seen her everywhere for all these years if you had children. Yeah, so those are some of the Grammy nods so far. I think it's going to be interesting. I hope they have good performances this year, man. The last couple of years, I feel like the Grammys performances weren't up to par like that. So I'm hoping, that the performances this year will be much better. And with all the artists that they have, I think you got a chance because Shabuzi is a dope performer. Sabrina is actually a pretty dope performer. If you get Beyonce to come do one of her Cowboy Carter songs, that'll be big. Who else would be a good performer for this? If they could get Paul McCartney to come do the Now and Then record, that would be awesome. With like maybe, I don't want to say a hologram, but maybe the rest of the Beatles on a big screen behind them, like kind of like how when they do the memorial. I think it would be dope if he came and did the Now and Then record, something like that. Yeah, and the Grammys, they have a chance to be interesting this year. I know the Grammys have had the issue the last few years of basically trying to please everyone, and when you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. I feel like this time they should have like a targeted look at how to make the performances exciting, how to make the performances it's the Grammys, man. We don't want ratchet at the Grammys. I don't think. Do we want ratchet at the Grammys? Can we do the Grammys without ratchet? I don't know. Especially with the new artists like Glorilla and you know, I don't know how they would pull that off. I don't know if they can, but that's just my 2 cents though. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. Now, Shannon, check this out. Piers Morgan and Piers Morgan and Censor, which his show is it's pretty hilarious. It'd be hilarious sometimes. Hold on, let's read this from Stephanie. Since they want to add frivolous categories, they need to add a category that will include relevant artists in soul and R&B categories, like artists from the 90s, early in 2000, who are still actively recording, are getting overshadowed by these new people. That's a good point. I forgot what producer it was. I want to say, was it Ninth Wonder? Was saying they should start having a adult contemporary hip hop section for like the LL Cool J album just came out, the new Eminem album just came out. Like those albums shouldn't be competing with like Post Malone and Glorilla, in my opinion. I don't think those records should be on the same tier as far as being judged. And like if you have older legacy artists or just an older artist who drops an album, I don't think they should be competing with the young people either, Stephanie. I think that's a great call out, right? Because this LL Cool J album is so. If y'all haven't had a chance, go listen to the new LL album. It's crazy. I've been stuck on Saturday Night Special, great record. I've been stuck on Saturday Night Special with him and Rick Ross, and I've been stuck on Murdergram 2 with him and Eminem. Like that record is crazy. And I mean, like I said, I like the whole album, but those records in particular, those are the ones I've been stuck on. So check out the new LL album, man. It's really dope. And something else I just listened to while we on the subject of music, Hiatus Coyote album. That album is amazing. If you like crazy vocals and crazy harmonies and something a little left of center that's like R&B, but don't feel like your traditional typical R&B, go check out that Hiatus Coyote album. It's crazy. It's fire. MC Light just dropped one too. Yeah, so like some like that, Steph, right? Like so when MC Light drop an album and LL Cool J, like there's no way MC Light should be trying to be in the same category as Sexy Red and Glorilla when it comes to Grammy nominations, when it comes to awards and all that good stuff, So I agree with you. I think we should have another category for that. I was watching Piers Morgan and he done let Jaguar write loose on national television. And because of it, he ended up having to he had to apologize to Jay-Z. What up, V-Trees?
What's cracking, man?
He had to apologize to Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, I think you can let Jaguar write loose on the internet, but you can't put it on national TV saying that because you will get a defamation suit on your TV show. Cause I know a lot of people have been saying like, "Oh, why haven't everybody who she been talking about sued her?" But honestly, I think a lot of people in the business have been trying to give her grace because they know she's been having like mental health issues. They know she lost her son, and she's been kind of like not the same since that. So I think they've been trying to give her grace, like just dropping her shit online. And I heard her and Orlando Brown gonna be doing an interview together, so that should be.
Oh Lord,
yeah. Yeah. But putting her on Piers Morgan, I think it got the attention of the wrong people because Piers had to come on and apologize the next day because he said he was threatened with a lawsuit if he didn't come on and apologize for the stuff she was saying. Because Jaguar be saying some wild stuff about everybody, especially Jay-Z. Like she got a specific hatred and a specific target on Jay-Z. Casey said that lady. I don't know about her.
But it's funny though that she said some really inflammatory shit that I think Jay-Z and Beyonce have gone after people for way less. So that's the thing that actually not going after her seems to give credibility to the stuff that she says.
Right.
So it's odd that all the brand damage and everything that could come from the shit that she said, especially now in association with Diddy, but even way before that, all the harsh shit that she said down the line where they have these corporate deals and the Super Bowl connection and all that shit like that. would be easy to squash that shit if it wasn't real. So it's just really odd that they don't make any effort to. They don't even issue statements. Not just them, but a lot of these people that
Right.
she's saying shit about don't deny it. They may feel some kind of way about it, but nobody that I've heard anyway comes out and says it isn't true. What she's saying.
Right. Which I think gives credence, like why somebody like Piers Morgan will put her on his show.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But like I said, I feel like just from some of the people I spoke to inside the business who are like, we be trying to chill on her because she been through so much, and everybody like we know she a little off. You know what I'm saying? Like we already know she was a little off, but like, and then once she lost her son, like, and I think people try to give her a little more grace than usual than they should. But
that sound fishy as fuck though, bro.
Well, no, not if you knew somebody and they was cool, and then
I'm just saying
they lose their damn mind. You know what I'm saying? Like not like if you personally knew somebody, did a lot of work with them, because we worked with her before all this.
Yeah.
She was like a totally different person. She was not like she didn't talk like this at all.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is this: I could see the grace if something was happening where it was out of her control, and you know what I'm saying. It's like, or somebody went and tried to repeat something that she said, and it wasn't on her directly, and it's like, man, I don't know. Man, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt on that, or whatever. But she's regularly going online on her platform and saying, repeating like salacious shit, you know what I'm saying? And not only about the Diddy and Beyonce and Jay-Z, of course, but I'm just saying that's when it's like you bring it on yourself. It's like how many passes do you give the junkie in your family? It's like, that niggas on drugs and shit like that. But after you steal from mama or steal the family heirloom and shit, it's like, we're gonna have to beat that motherfucker's ass, or something else is gonna have to happen. You know what I'm saying? There's no more good graces, especially when that person is taking the lead on doing the thing. You know what I mean? If this ain't secondhand information, it's her going to her show. She's profiting however she profits from, the follows and the streams and the whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a way that she's like if it wasn't true, she's like an ambulance chasing lawyer. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's the weird thing about it, that you may get grace 1 or 2 times on some shit that you're saying about me and my family and my business, and I'm molesting children, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Outlandish ass shit. But after that 3rd time, we're gonna have some hand sessions, or something's gonna happen. You might come up missing, I don't know, but something. I would not be in the light. And I know that they say giving people's comments oxygen only exacerbates the problem. But if you don't address that one problem, she comes with another problem and another problem and another problem. So at some point, she would be telling the story online when I was walking out of the ladies' bathroom, these nigga Jay-Z popped up and hit me in my fucking mouth and shit. You know what I'm saying? That'll be a story that your ass will be telling, because there's footage that they're shopping of Bieber and him having sex and all this shit like that. That's way out there to be getting some grace on.
Right. I mean, I agree. I don't disagree with what you're saying. So Casey said, where did she come from? She says a lot of nasty things about people possibly they like listening to German. So Jaguar Wright was, if you go back and watch, I want to say, as a matter of fact, it was the Jay-Z unplugged, wasn't it?
Where she did what?
She was singing background.
Oh yeah. She was singing. I know she worked with
Jay-Z unplugged, but she really came from the Roots. She was out of the camp with the Roots. She used to do a lot of songs with the Roots. She had like a I don't want to say like a big hit record, but she had like a R&B record that did pretty well at the time. Yeah. And then she was supposed to be like the next on the come up. Casey, she had she had like a lot of good like hip hop features, so she kind of was known on the hip hop.
And she's good too, actually.
Yeah, she's a dope artist. Yeah, she's actually a dope artist, which is crazy. And Casey, the mental breakdown was she lost I think her son died. Her son died, And after her son died, she kind of haven't been the same since her son passed. But like I said, she was like a really dope artist. And now she just be on sitting on the couch letting people have it.
Yeah. You know, dead son ain't good enough, bro. You're gonna be saying some shit about me, then
Right.
that's a tough one to give a pass on. But anyway, I mean, that's a dead horse now. But wow, I
Yeah.
was just watching her follow up to the Piers Morgan interview, where she is saying that, you know, she expected him to come out and say what he said and stuff like that. It was all anticipated, and she was going in on Vlad and a bunch of stuff. Just let me see, when was this posted? So she kind of shitting on oh boy a little bit. Piers Morgan, what day was this? Oh, 9 hours ago. So this was just posted today as a follow up to Pierce's.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna play a little bit of the E News joint for everybody to see. Let's see. Yeah, let's share this. All right. All right, so let's watch this real quick. Let me make sure the volume is on and all that. All right, here we go.
And Jay-Z's attorney slams Piers Morgan after a guest compared them to Sean Diddy Combs during an interview on Piers Morgan Uncensored. The couple's attorney issues a scathing response to an interview Piers Morgan held on his show with Jaguar Wright, during which she claimed Beyonce and Jay-Z had more, quote, victims than Sean Diddy Combs, who was arrested last month on charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has since pleaded not guilty to the charges. Alex Bureau tells TMZ October 9th, there's rumors and then there's nonsense. And this is one step further. This is a formal and pointed accusation of something. Alex explains his legal ultimatum as, remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly. After removing Wright's interview, Piers issued an apology during the October 8th broadcast of his show.
Well, Jaguar Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. But, like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologise to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
E! News has reached out to Jaguar, but has not yet heard back. In his statement to TMZ, B&J's attorney also reveals why their legal team escalated their response to the claims the way they did. Alex says somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill and lifted it up. And by doing that, they not only caused harm, but they are also drowning out the voices of real victims. That was too much for me. The attorney also implies that, though his clients have not spoken out amid Diddy's charges, their reaction to Piers' claims is its own kind of response. Alex explains, as to the Carters, I can tell you when they put their foot down on something, as they did here, they are sending a message. And if they can't stand up and say right from wrong, then who can? He adds of Diddy's case, I have always believed the truth will come out in courtrooms, and I believe the truth will come out here.
Yeah, so what you think? What you think, V?
Well, that reminded me of something that Jaguar said, and that I was already thinking before I watched her clapback, and that's that Piers knew what he was getting when he invited her on the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
So she said. So that was my thought, that he couldn't have been blindsided by it too heavily, because Jaguar's, you know, she's known, and she's known for what she did on his show, right? Excuse me. But also, what she said, she took it even further to say it was actually a genius kind of thing. He kind of Club Shay Shade her and shit, where he made sure that he had a bunch of follow-up, interviews behind the shit, and everybody's tuning in to see what the representatives from whoever else might have had some fallout from her statements, or Jay-Z's camp, or whoever wants to get on and say that bitch line. You know what I'm saying? That's almost a guaranteed tune in because of how salacious the story is. So he basically built himself in a good 90-day run of follow-up interviews and stuff. So it could have gone that way as well, that he knew what he was getting. And in the Club Shay Shay model, he knew that there was going to be a bunch of follow-up or other. When they say if some other celebrities get named, bam, they're going to land on old boy's couch as much as any other, because he's already kind of sullied himself, or got the rumor stains on himself and his show. So people are going to want to vindicate themselves there, as well as the other places that are talking about it.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Casey says she agreed with Shannon that he knew what she was going to say when he booked her. I mean, because if you watched anything that Jaguar has done, at least the one thing is she was going to come for Jay-Z.
Yeah,
if you don't know
brand big time.
If you don't know nothing else, at least she's going to come for Jay.
Or even if you don't know that part, she's going to come for somebody. So if you're worried about the fallout of defamation and stuff like that, you wouldn't even have somebody like that on your show. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't think that there was some credibility to what she's saying, or you co-signing it in some kind of way by giving her
that platform,
breath. Yeah.
And that's what I said. I think, to me, I feel like it's a little different having somebody just on YouTube saying something about you than actually going on national television and saying that shit.
Maybe, but I'm looking at this show that she did her response on. Is Real Life Productions her production company? That she does.
Yeah.
That they got 1.2 million subscribers, bro. So it ain't like the internet is a dust in the wind and
oh no, I'm not saying it's but I do think it's a little different than being on Piers Morgan, because anybody can get on YouTube and say anything, and we're used to that. You know what I'm saying? But put on national TV and giving credence to what she's been saying, I do think that's a little different. Like I can literally pull up a YouTube joint right now, Dame Wild Productions, and be like, yeah, this nigga V Ray be wearing dresses on the weekends. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even if I have a whole bunch of followers, sometimes just my followers know about it, or just, you know what I mean, just that section. But when you get on something like Piers Morgan Uncensored, that's like not even just a national audience, because he's from overseas. That's like a worldwide audience. So I do think it's a little different, and it gives it a little more. It gives what she does say on her YouTube more oxygen now, and I think that's really the problem.
Yeah, I think though that the web has big time tendrils and reach, and it's a much more specific type of targeting. You know what I mean? Like the 1.2 million people that tune into Jaguar are buying into that brand. I mean, so that if it's hip hop adjacent or considered a hip hop topic show, that everybody that's tuning into it, or a majority of them, are people that subscribe to the culture. So if within the culture you got 1.2 million people hearing and following and hearing these stories repeated and shit like that, that's a thing. I mean, Piers Morgan, yeah, he has a bunch of followers, but he's got old white people, Irish motherfuckers, and what I'm saying, people that don't necessarily buy into what's being said in hip hop. Like, I bet you probably 40% of his audience didn't even know who the fuck she was. You know what I mean?
Right.
But everybody knows. All 1.2 million of those 1.24 million followers of hers are hip hop subscribers, or they have some interest in it in some capacity. They're not just like, who is she and shit like that. So it's still there's some heavy ramifications to that smaller audience, because it's more surgical to me.
Steph said, depending on who's being interviewed, some people are just willing to take one for the team and take that risk. Just like when Louis Farrakhan was Arsenio Hall, Arsenio knew exactly what Farrakhan was going to talk about, but he did it anyway, already knowing that there was a possibility of a huge fallout.
But yeah, that's true.
Do you think this was the same calculated risk?
No, well, I think it was a calculated risk for Arsenio because Arsenio, I mean, he was a hit, but he was still a black platform. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
He's more of a Jaguar Wright than a Piers Morgan. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, of course, this is my opinion, but I'm just saying that I don't know that I don't know. I was about to say I don't know that Piers Morgan took it as much of a risk as Arsenio put on the line. Yeah, but I mean he knew he didn't go into it blind. He wasn't like, oh, this is curious. An agent contacted us about this Jaguar Wright person to bring her on the show. Let's bring her on and have, and then be like grasping his pearls when she starts saying, the shit that she said. She said that the video that's being circulated with that the attorneys talking about the 9-year-old is Diddy and Justin Bieber having sex, right? On the Piers Morgan show. Like, okay, Piers, so you couldn't have been blindsided by some of these things because there's a shit ton of historical material for you to use to prep for your show, you know what I'm saying, or your handlers to prep for your show. So she didn't come out of a hat
right
with that information, with the kind of stuff that she's saying.
What up, Bobby? Thanks for tapping in. So it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes from here, right? Like if she continue to talk about them on her platform now, because she on the radar.
Which she just did,
yeah, like she on the radar now. So I want to see, if she just did it. I want to see what happened.
I'm the GIF with the dude eating the popcorn.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Honestly, I could give a shit about it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, but it's definitely intriguing to see it unfold.
Yeah.
I kind of already know how it's going to end, but it's just very
very
entertaining.
Like watching it get there.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, man. I know we didn't have this on the list, but did you go see the Joker 2 yet?
We don't have enough time on this show, man, for my Joker 2 response. But yeah, I did go see it. I saw it on Friday, the opening day.
I went to go see it last night.
What'd you think?
That shit was such a disappointment.
I'm glad you said that, man. I was like, if this nigga say that shit was good, I'm gonna drive over there and fight him right now.
just see the phone drop. Hear the car.
Yeah, you hear the motor going and shit.
The camera just bobbing around the car. He just walk on my camera.
Right. and then your shit go all up in the air and shit.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week. But yeah, man, it was definitely, I was so heartbroken, man, because all the premises that I had in my mind from how they went with the first one, I was like, this shit is about to be.
And that's what makes it even more disappointing because the first one was so good.
Right.
And I was like, first of all, to me, this was the worst iteration of Harley Quinn ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that was the worst on TV, cartoons, Gotham, video games, any medium.
Yeah,
that was
it was
the worst Harley Quinn.
Heartbreaking, man. Yeah.
And I was trying to find something good in it, and I was just like, I couldn't, bro.
If they ran with some story, like in some direction with those two, it would have been dope, man.
And that's what sucks because as bad as the script was, like their performances were dope and could have been dope if it was some good story.
Yeah, yeah.
Like their performances, like if you get them, if I was just to see, like how you watching the Academy Awards and they just show the scene before they announce who's gonna win the award.
Yeah.
If you just show the scene when she's in the cell with him, like you like, oh, this movie must have been good.
Yeah.
Because of that scene, or him in the courtroom. Like if you look at specific scenes, him in the courtroom where he just started tripping.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this was a good story, like because the performances were so like you were into the performances, but you waiting for the story to be pushed forward, right?
Right.
They kept having these good like little moments, And then there was enough of the singing and shit. That was a little too much of that. It was
Dude.
the Joker was it was Joaquin again, Stephanie. It was Joaquin Phoenix for this one, the same one from the first Joker.
Which is insult to injury, because how can you be so dynamic in the one? Well, his acting, like you said, was still dynamic, but
yeah,
how
he
could
was
the
still
character
dynamic. It just was
development be so dynamic in this time? What the fuck was that pre-production meeting like, where they're like deciding on the script and like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I was fuming, man. I was waiting for it to turn the corner at any moment.
And when that shit ended like that, I was sitting there. You know how you sit in the movie for a moment, like I know that ain't it.
Yeah, I did.
I was just sitting there like, hell no.
Yeah,
Hell no, that ain't it.
all that damn singing, bro. That shit just killed me, man. I mean, it was just like 1,000 knife wounds. It was just bad, man. It was really bad.
And it's bad. Like it makes it even worse when you have that many great acting performances and then the movie is bad. That's like a waste of good performances.
It really is. And there was what, 200 million to make it?
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Crazy. And I had high hopes from when I found out that they were filming Joker 2 and they were filming downtown, and I saw a clip where he's running down the street in his Joker suit and shit. And I was like, oh shit, he's out, he's loose. And it's gonna, when the movie comes out, it's gonna be great. And that was just at the very end, when the thing blew up. So he was never out the whole movie. So when I went in, I mean, my expectations were like huge, man. I mean,
so I had already heard it was bad, so I kind of lowered my expectations going in, and even then, I was still disappointed.
I had heard it too. Before we went, I saw that it had a 36 musical. On Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
but still, the movies can be interpretive and all this stuff. So I still try to reserve, my judgment to see it for myself and see if I have just a different understanding of what they attempted to do. But that shit was like,
I feel like so much shit was a waste. Like even bringing Zazie Beetz back for that one little part just for her to be, testifying against him.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, oh. Y'all spent so much time on fantasy and didn't give Joker no reality. That's what pissed me off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And I figured when I read that review that they were probably just kind of demonstrating him being, part of his psychosis by, him introducing a song at an inappropriate time, like his laugh was inappropriate, in the first one or something like that. But that was the whole platform, the whole premise. I was like, I know they ain't gonna sing another. Every time I said, I know they ain't gonna sing another song, motherfucker would start it in with a joint, and then they would change the setting, which I got because that was part of the psychosis. He's suddenly in a smoky bar or a disco or whatever. But I'm like, nigga, they killing me with this shit.
Stephanie said, do you think Penguin or Riddler would do good? Well, Penguin got his own show right now, Stephanie.
The Penguin show.
That shit is amazing. If you got HBO Max, go watch the Penguin show starring Colin Farrell, who doesn't look like Colin Farrell. And they doing it right. That's all I'm going to say. The way they doing it right. They made it a Penguin show that's grounded. Because, like, Gotham can be goofy. Yeah. You have to be careful.
And cartoony.
Yeah, Gotham can be goofy because the way that the characters are made, the way they're written, but the way they wrote this Penguin in particular, they got it he's really grounded, and all the things that make him Penguin make sense because they're connected to real life shit. It's not just like a nigga making penguin sounds and got penguin hands and shit. Like it's not like that. It's like he's a real person, and they got it grounded. So if you like the Penguin, if you want to see the Penguin by himself, go watch it. Penguin on HBO Max. Now, the Riddler, I think they could do a good Riddler movie or TV show, but you got that one will be all about casting. Yeah. Like again, the Riddler can get goofy. Anything Gotham can really get goofy, but no, because they did the Riddler in the Batman.
Yeah, and I was about to say Jim Carrey would be dope again as the Riddler with the dark type writing that they have in Penguin now. With his acting skill, if they casted him with the proper dark shit, he would be that would be dope. He was good in the other one, but like you said, it's more comic book.
Yeah. It was like he was in the movie. He was in a different movie than everybody else. When he was a Riddler, he was too good in that movie. Everybody was terrible in that movie except Jim Carrey.
Well, Penguin is like, to me, like if the comic book and The Sopranos had a baby.
Exactly.
That's what it would be.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. All right, Steph, I feel you. We got the similar taste.
But yeah, the Riddler from the so this Penguin, Stephanie, is a spinoff of the last Batman movie with Robert Pattinson as Batman, and that was where they had their Riddler, and their version of the Riddler was super dark. He wasn't funny at all. He wasn't goofy at all. Like, he was a serial killer who left riddles, period. And the riddles wasn't funny. And it was cold. So I think he's in Arkham, so they could do something with him.
Yeah.
And that dude, Daniel Plano, I think is his name. He's a great actor, man.
He's the one that played the Riddler?
Yeah, the one that played the Riddler. He was in There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
That dude is a good actor, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could. He's creepy. He was good at being creepy. He was a good creep, man.
Yeah.
Good. But yeah, that damn Joker movie pissed me off so bad, man. I was, especially after watching The Penguin.
Yeah, exactly.
The Penguin. Yeah. I'm like, okay, cool.
It's
and then you go watch. Yeah, it's a bar. Like, you go watch the Penguin. I watched the Penguin, and I go watch the Joker movie, and I was like, oh man, this is bad. And like you said, I kept waiting for the story to develop, and then I was like, this the whole story? You know what I'm saying? When I realized like this was the whole story, this was it, because I'm looking at the runtime. I'm like, the movie almost over.
Yeah. And it's crazy too that the same producer, director, and all that from the previous Joker worked on the new one. So that was even more odd that they took such a drastic turn, and what the new measure of what's entertaining became with the second one versus the first one. Yeah, the first one was just so off the wall, and even I mean that was more like a Quentin Tarantino type movie where he blasts on De Niro at the end, and all the crazy shit that happened in between when he goes off on those dudes on the train and shoots them and shit like that. It's like a bunch of abstract shit. Oh, well, not the train so much. That was almost a little predictable since they were bullying him. But when he killed the dude, the midget and the other dude came to his house. And he ends up killing the one dude and let the other guy go and shit like that. That was some like, this motherfucker's like insane for real. So
well, I do know the director mentioned something about, I'm trying to do it without giving any spoilers for anybody who still might want to go see it. But the director said he feel like people took the movie the wrong way the first time. So he was trying to make commentary on that, because he's like, Joker wasn't supposed to be a hero. He said people loved him so much, and he like, that's not what we made the movie for. You know what I mean?
They made him a hero in the movie.
Huh?
They made him a hero in the movie.
Right. But they said like the fan base got so rabid about the Joker, like almost like the real people in the movie. So I guess this movie was supposed to be the commentary on that, and the jury gallery was supposed to be the people who were the fans of the first movie, who wanted him to be this thing, that Gotham had put on him. But even then, there's some bullshit. This could have been.
Yeah. It's like their objective must have been, we're going to make everybody hate this movie, because that's what they ended up getting.
Right. Because I think they want everybody to hate I think he wanted everybody to hate the character, but he ended up making everybody hate the movie. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think he was going for, we trying to make the character not likable, like, because he's not supposed to be likable. But, and even then, he was still like, you still was kind of rooting for him.
Yeah.
Especially because it's crazy the way Joaquin plays him is kind of well rounded. So he even plays him with heart at times. Like, he's crazy, but there's times you really feel sorry for dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he plays that part so well, that loner, that I could see how he ended up in this position. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that type of thing.
And physically, the way he like loses all that weight to play the character, and
his stature, and even the way he holds his body. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his posture, all of that. Question: movie change from Stephanie. Now that James Earl Jones is no longer with us, what do you think they're going to do with any Star Wars movies moving forward? Well, Stephanie, I actually have some news on that. Before James Earl Jones died, he went in and did a bunch of recordings with Star Wars. He did a bunch of Lucas recordings, and then they did a deal where they can use everything he's done plus AI, so he will be Darth Vader forever. Pretty much, like they paid the shit out of his family. They paid him very handsomely to be able to continue to use Darth Vader. Yeah, my birthday is tomorrow, Steph. October 10th. Yeah, so that's what they're gonna do for the James Earl Jones and Darth Vader. Because I know they felt like everybody else, like, ain't no way you could change the Darth Vader voice and it's gonna work.
Yeah.
He's been Darth Vader since 1976. He's been the Darth Vader voice since 76 to the like even the last like the Mandalorian shows and all that. Like,
yeah, there's no turning back on that one. But luckily for them, AI came along right at the right time to cement his legacy forever.
Yeah. But like I said, I think he did enough recordings where they probably not gonna have to use AI for a while. Like they probably, did it like how they do the recordings for the GPS where they get enough words to be able to make all the words you need.
Yeah,
I think he did a recording like that, like how they record for the GPS. Yeah, where they record. Yeah. But they probably gonna need AI for inflections and all that. I don't know. But I guess they figured it out, and his family got paid. So salute for that. So Shannon had this question. Do you think, because they're Diddy keeps trying to get bail, try to go home, they keep saying hell no. She said Luke Skywalker came up to my school last Thursday. I wonder if they'll do something with the older actors. They have been, actually, Stephanie. If you there's some shows like there's The Mandalorian, there's OSHA, there's The Acolyte, and they've been kind of using all of the older actors. Like they brought back a young Luke Skywalker for Mandalorian because it's like from that time, so they aged him down and like mixed him with another actor and had him come in for a cameo. It was pretty dope. And it was like a big deal because nobody knew what was happening, and he came in. I wonder is Samuel L. Jackson's character gonna make an appearance in any of these Star Wars shows? Mace Windu. Did you watch Gotham, V-Ray? Oh, don't die, nigga. Don't die on the air.
On TV, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm good. Nah, I'm straight. You mean the TV show Gotham?
Yeah.
I watched it here and there. I liked it. I liked how dark it was as well, but I didn't follow it every episode.
So the kid from Shameless, what was his name on Shameless? Ian. I think it was Ian on Shameless. He is the Joker in Gotham.
Oh yeah, I remember that. The redhead dude, right?
Yeah, and he killed it. So he's a character that's only been in video games for Star Wars. They're about to take his Star Wars video game character and bring him to live action.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and that dude he's a dope actor, man. Yeah. Like he's really dope because even in Gotham, he played like basically 4 different versions of the Joker. You know what I mean? Like because he's twin brothers, but both the twins had 2 different versions of themselves.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. It's really dope. It's one of my favorite iterations of the Joker. She said he's killing in Fight Night, talking about Samuel L. Jackson. Hey, Fight Night has been surprisingly, like I thought it was gonna be good, but it's even better than I expected. Like story-wise, the way it's shot, the way it's moving. Kevin Hart is the lead. His acting is not bothering me at all.
I love the editing too, the way they do it, like the old
70 shows,
Charlie's Angels and all that shit with 2 or 3 screens up at the same time. Sure, the same thing.
I think that's really dope. Fight Night has been really good, so that's something else y'all can catch up on if y'all looking for some good TV to watch. Fight Night, and Tulsa King just came back for season 2. That's the show with Sylvester Stallone is a mobster.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
He gets banished from New York to Tulsa, Oklahoma, but then he goes set up his own little crew in Tulsa, and that's all I'll give you. It goes from there. Another Taylor Sheridan show. Taylor Sheridan been killing it, man.
What show is it's
Tulsa King, all of the what's the show with Kevin Costner?
Oh, the one that he's not on anymore.
Yeah,
The I forgot. I don't know the one about
Cowboy show. The ranch show. Yeah, I can't think of it right now. But so though all those shows are his, and the Lioness show that was on Apple TV. Yeah, so he Taylor Swift has been killing it. What's Shannon's question, Stephanie? Did I forget it? What's Shannon's question? What is it? Put me up on game. I want to make sure I don't forget it. Fork is in there on the counter, baby. The question is Yellowstone. Thank you. That's the
Yellowstone.
Yes, so all those Yellowstone shows are his. And he has some more shows before that, but I know for sure the ones that like he's known for are like Yellowstone, Tulsa King, and Lioness with Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, so
he's really good in it. Like Zoe's really good. So I think season 2 of Lioness is coming up too. She said what you were saying about Diddy and Bill. I ain't said nothing about Bill. Hey, Stephanie, we ain't dragging Bill Cosby. He said nothing about Bill.
The Jaguar right your ass.
Yeah. No, I was saying Diddy. Oh, bail. Diddy was Diddy was trying to get bail. I think it was his 3rd time, and he's trying to give all the stipulations to why he's not a flight risk or whatever. And I think he keeps getting denied. I think they really trying to make an example out of him. But I was going to ask you, V-Ray, because it's getting so much press, because it's so out there. The first question is, how will he get a fair trial? Like, how will he get by his jury?
Well, I got a couple of different responses for that. One, I don't think it's going to go to trial.
Really?
Honestly, no, I don't, because there's too much dirt on too many people. And rather than Harvey Weinstein, this nigga in jail, and he's hung himself on his shoestrings or some shit. I think he's gonna cop a plea so that he doesn't have to testify, and all that evidence doesn't have to be brought into court. I think he'll cop a plea where he does time, and they seal all the evidence. Excuse me. And he goes away, with all the secrets of everybody else, because the shotgun blast is too broad for people, even people that weren't doing it as a crime, like what they're accusing him of with the sex trafficking and all that, which basically means he hired some prostitutes and shit. This nigga ain't like bringing kids across the border buying children and shit. I doubt it. But excuse me, even though they're not, people aren't involved at that level, they're just nasty niggas that are orgy fucking, and they don't want that shit out in public. So I think in order to keep those secrets, even though he got videotapes and all that stuff that he can leverage against people, I think he's gonna squash all that by copping a plea with the stipulation that the evidence is sealed. Now, 2, if it did go to trial, which I'd be surprised if it does, this nigga, the fair trial in the true sense of the word, he's too rich and too famous globally, not just necessarily in the borough or the district, so they can move the trial to another county where nobody's ever heard of him, kind of thing. That's out the door. So can he get a fair trial? No, because anybody that want to be on the jury for that book that they can write afterwards or some shit like that, gonna be like, oh yeah, I can be impartial, Puffy who and all that shit like that, just to be on that trial. That's how much of a celebrity he is. If you become a celebrity, that's how much of a celebrity he is, that you can be a celebrity by being on the jury type shit, right? So there's that. So fair trial in that sense, no. But this nigga got enough money too to do some real discreet witness tampering. You know what I mean? Yeah. So all he needs is 1 or 2 people that can't find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt to hang the jury. So that's another way that things could go. But honestly, I think to keep it out of the court and all these things out of the court record of, Gabrielle Union was over there feeling on Usher's booty and all that shit like that they don't want to come to light. I think they'll squash everything.
Stephanie said, for the sake of argument, if it does go to trial, excuse me, the jury selection process will be extremely extensive. 9 times out of 10, they're going to eliminate as many people of color as possible, and will have as many conservative white women on the jury. Yeah, but even then, like he said, Diddy's so famous, conservative white women know him too. You know what I mean?
And you know, the court of public opinion, he's already guilty. You know what I'm saying? With
Which makes
probably
it even
80%
worse.
of the people that have been exposed to the story, especially after the Cassie video.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say too. To your point about the people that's going to be connected to this, the people that's going to be, you know what I mean, connected to him via just the regular partying. Because there's people who getting caught up who was like, nigga, I left the party early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you
But
don't
like cause they at a point where they like connecting, they just connecting everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's a lot of just embarrassing shit that's out there.
But you have a good point though. Like I said, because they're connecting everybody and the people that could be implicated. And from what I'm hearing of like the tapes and you know the tapes that they have, 'cause I guess he apparently videotaped everything.
Yeah.
I think you might be right that this thing might not go to trial, even if it ain't got nothing to do with him.
And this nigga is Harvey Weinstein with a camera, though. You know what I'm saying? So the people that the big dogs that you bringing in and giving them 2 girls, take them upstairs and show them a good time, kind of shit, and then you filming that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit will get your ass killed faster than Harvey Weinstein with these higher up, you know, connected motherfuckers that got more money, that their money makes Puffy's, you know, they write Puffy's checks and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they got more, they way up the food chain from a financial standpoint and stuff, man. And I really thought they was coming after him. As soon as I heard on the news he's on suicide watch, I'm like, ah, shit. He'll be dead by morning.
Is coming.
Yeah.
The setup is coming.
So I don't know. I mean, that the publicity may be the only thing that's saving his ass, but I mean, the Harvey Weinstein shit was highly publicized, and he still was around the corner from the camera, kind of shit, in the cell where he was, and it mysteriously came up dead. So with all that hanging in the balance, the best thing that they could do is snitch on himself.
Yeah. He said people was talking about folks afraid of R. Kelly talking. Diddy is the one, so he may be a marked man. Yeah, for sure. He got way more.
Yeah, R. Kelly was doing the shit his damn self. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was the one peeing on people. He wasn't like, hey, nigga, everybody come here and pee on this girl and shit. This nigga filmed himself, made his own evidence of himself. You know what I'm saying?
Released it.
Trapping up the niggas. So it's a little different.
She said, look at how much evidence they releasing before trial. They are, Shannon, but you notice they are being very particular about what they release, because they, like they said, all the tapes they got released, they letting you know about the baby oil. They letting you know what, like, some of it, but they ain't released no specific names outside of Diddy. They've been very tight-lipped on the videos they got, and they said they had years worth of videos and stuff that he had. So,
and I'll bet you they're not capturing that shit into their, you know, into their network, their secure systems and shit like that. Because if a digital version of it hits, they're gonna get hacked. That shit will leak. So, yeah. So I think that they're protected it for a reason, and they can't force him to testify. You know what I mean? If he decides to cop a plea and plead guilty to everything, and they get his lawyer to say he'll cop to these things if. And one of the things, the main thing is that the evidence is sealed, then that's a wrap.
Yep. So to answer your question, Shannon, he's going to have a hard time getting a fair trial. He's going to have a hard time getting a good jury, and he's going to have a hard time basically either way. If he go to trial, if he don't go to trial, you take a plea. And ain't no, as his album was called, ain't no way out.
Yeah. And he's getting that black sex offender time. He ain't getting like regular.
He ain't getting no rich nigga, no Harvey Weinstein.
Rich nigga sex offender time and shit.
Yeah. All right. So Super Duper group, we're gonna do something a little different today for the Super Duper group. Casey said he should not go down by himself. Just leave the kids alone, Diddy. That's too much baby oil. Diddy be wanting to party, and you got to tell him no. Cat Williams tried to warn y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time will tell. Money talks. Yes, it does, Casey. He's pretty much marked guilty, just like everyone else marked OJ is guilty. The diddler.
Yeah. That's a new Batman character. The diddler.
All right, so I've been listening to some really, really dope independent artists lately, right? So let's do a super duper group of 4 male, female, any time frame, underrated independent.
Underrated independent artists.
Yeah, that maybe would have had a record out that people would know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the girl name who had that record that was everywhere? She was on the independent. She was winning all kind of Grammys and stuff. Kareem Bailey Ray.
Oh yeah.
Like those type of, the left of center artists, the artists that ain't mainstream. Give me 4. Let's not even say independent. Let's say 4 just not mainstream artists that you would put together in a group. 4 independent or not mainstream artists. That's a good one for Shannon and for Steph. Let me see what y'all got. Give me 4 not mainstream artists. Jaguar, right?
Who said that, man?
That's a tough one. I had to give y'all a hard one because y'all was coming too easy with the last few.
Yeah. Let's see what's on my playlist, man. How we find the motherfuckers? Well, actually, she's kind of mainstream.
Yeah, there we go. I'm making y'all think.
Yeah.
Good. That's what I want because y'all was coming too easy. I said, you know what? I gotta make it a little harder.
Let's see here.
Who you got, Steph? All right, I'll start.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Frank Ocean.
Yeah, he's dope.
I'm gonna go Chance the Rapper. See, Chance the Rapper. Oh, Tech 9. Frank Ocean, Chance the Rapper, Tech 9, and Leon Bridges.
Leon Bridges is dope, man.
Yeah.
He really is underrated.
Okay, Rex, that's a good one. Tech 9, LaRussell. Hey, LaRussell's super dope. I forgot about him. My album will be super eclectic, has some hellified singing, and a good message. Ooh, Stephanie, there you go. Okay, that's a good one. Alex Isley, Avery Wilson, Felicia Hill, Philly, and Saint Harrison. That's a good damn indie list right there, Steph. They all cold too. So if y'all get a chance, go listen to all of them. Listen to all these independent artists. Alex Isley, Avery Wilson, Felicia Hill, Saint Harrison. Listen to all of them. Chrisette Michelle. Okay.
I got one.
Sir, Raphael Sadiq, and Samara Joy. That's a good list. That's a good list of the indies, especially Sir. And if you're gonna listen to Sir, listen to his brother D Smoke.
Yeah, Sir's first album is that shit.
And the other brother, Davion Ferris, is cold.
Yeah.
All like Davion. I was up on Davion first. Like when we used to do Uncouth Radio back by El Camino, I used to play Davion Ferris album there as like my intro and outro music.
Yeah, their whole family, man. I saw Sir on his tiny desk, and his mama was singing background.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, man. She just passed.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, man. She just passed. They just had her funeral, I want to say about a month ago.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
all right, I got 4 and 1 honorable mention, man.
Okay. Yeah.
I got and you may or may not know who these people are. Daly is a singer, I think, out of Florida. He did a duet with Marsha Ambrosius. What was it?
Oh yeah.
You know, Daly.
Yeah.
his album, if you listen to his record, though, Lucky Day is
Yeah,
another one.
Lucky Days, dope.
And Algebra Blissett, she ain't new, but she's
Algebra's
really
dope.
Yeah,
Algebra's
she's
dope.
badass.
Yeah,
And then I got Tim's, the chick.
yeah, Tim's is dope.
Yeah, but
Tim's very
I actually found a dude at the last minute that I was trying to find him before I thought of Tim's. Joyner Lucas from out here on the West Coast.
Joyner Lucas is fire.
Yeah.
He was in the last Bad Boys movie because he tight with Will Smith.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he was one of the dudes that when Tiffany Haddish was turning him over.
Oh, yeah.
That was Joyner Lucas, the dude who came in there and took him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Stephanie said bonus artist Shalia Nicole. She's freaking amazing. She also has some collabs with D Smoke. Yeah, she's dope. She's dope. She an actress as well, right? I think she's an actress too. Daly and Marsha did Alone Together.
Alone Together. That's the song I was trying to remember. Yeah.
Lil Red said Tim's is so fine.
Yeah. I can't comment any more than that.
He said, yeah. Hey, man, them were some great artists. I want to take this clip at the end and I want to chop this little last bit up and post it on Instagram, man, so people can go look at these indie artists, man, so you can spotlight these dope indie artists some more.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yes, she has actually played young Mahalia Jackson in that Mahalia Jackson movie. Yeah, I would say I knew her, and I seen her in something else recently, and I was like, oh, she's an actress too, but she's a dope singer. So yeah, that was a good super duper group, y'all. Shout out to the audience, man, for coming through with some dope picks for the super duper group for the indies. You know what I mean? Like, let's give some of these indie artists some more love. We're gonna add some more indie super duper groups in the future. Like maybe we'll do some indie male artists and then we'll do indie female and groups and stuff like that. All right, well, man, thank everybody for joining us. This was a great show. And guess what? Today was a little politics light. Good. We needed a break. From politics. You know what I'm saying? See you tomorrow too, cousin. Yeah, we need a break from the politics. So today was politics light. Everybody will be back next week. I'm sure there's gonna be a whole lot to talk about because so much be popping every week, man. Like it's crazy how much stuff been popping up. Like, so we got a lot of subjects to talk about. Anything you want to shout out before we get out of here, V-Ray?
Nothing other than that. We still got that casting going on for this film where we're looking for some teen actors, some male actors between 16 and 20 years old. That got skills, not high school play shit. But if anybody has any referrals, if you can send them my way on Facebook or Instagram, that would be great. My Instagram is @SpeakerBullies, and on Facebook you can send them to the Perfectionist Creative Consulting. That's Perfectionist plural with an S. But we're still actively casting. And we're looking for some cream of the crop actors in that age range.
And if y'all need to get in touch with V-Ray and you can't, hit me up. Yeah, they was Shannon. If y'all can't get in touch with them, hit me up and I'll put you in touch. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate that. Always appreciate it. All right. And also, man, go stream that Wild Bunch Walk It Back. It's still out there. Go stream my record and let everybody know. And we still need people to make videos about the dance and all that. You know what I'm saying? Go stream Wild Bunch record, Walk It Back. And we will see you next weekend, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Stop the world, let me off. I don't like this destination. I like a transfer to the express line. I gotta get off. Electric slide into the devil doors of life. Things are changing and it ain't the way I like. On the replay, wish I could get a reach.